Welcome to Module 11, Managing Support Procedures. This video covers how IT professionals document their work, communicate with clients, and navigate operating systems. By the end of this video, you'll understand industry best practices for support documentation, how to use professional communication, and how to identify various operating systems. Lesson 11.1 focuses on documentation. This lesson covers key CompTIA A plus exam objectives regarding documentation, support systems management, and policy concepts like the acceptable use policy. It is important to distinguish between a policy and a standard operating procedure, or SOP. A policy defines the what and why, while an SOP provides the step-by-step how. Think of it as the 3 Ps. Policy sets the goals and values, process provides a big picture view, and procedure offers the detailed steps to complete a task. Ticketing systems act as a central record for support. They capture issue details and resolutions, ensuring accountability and continuity between technicians. If you need a previous work order, the ticketing system is where you look. Tickets are managed by categorization, severity, and urgency. Severity plus urgency determines priority. Escalation tiers help move complex issues to the right personnel, such as tiers 1, 2, or 3 support. Good documentation is clear, concise, consistent, complete, and accessible. Remember for your exam, effective documentation often centers on using clear and concise language within your ticket notes. To recap, core documentation tools include SOPs for tasks, SLAs for service guarantees, ticketing systems for tracking, and organized categorization to help with ticket management. Other essential documentation includes the knowledge base for self-service, lessons learned reports to avoid repeating mistakes, and formal policies like the acceptable use policy. Policies provide the intent, SOPs provide the steps, and guidelines offer recommendations for variable situations. Common SOP examples include software installations and employee onboarding or offboarding. A service level agreement, or SLA, is a formal contract. It uses metrics like the rule of nines to define uptime expectations and outlines the consequences if those service levels are not met. When reviewing an SLA, check for these elements: a statement of objectives, scope of services, provider and customer responsibilities, performance metrics, and any penalties for a breach. The life cycle of an incident in a ticketing system generally follows these steps: reporting, assignment, description, categorization, and finally, troubleshooting or escalation to resolve the issue. This cycle ensures that every incident is tracked from the moment a customer reports it until the solution is reviewed and confirmed to meet their requirements. Tickets are classified into 3 primary categories: requests for routine services like new hardware, incidents involving unexpected disruptions, and problems representing the root cause of recurring incidents. Effective ticket management relies on consistent tracking and clear escalation paths. Every ticket's ownership and status must be monitored throughout its life cycle to ensure nothing is overlooked. Escalation happens when a ticket requires senior expertise or external support. The process is divided into tiers, starting with Tier 0 self-service and moving up to Tier 3 for complex engineering needs. This pyramid structure illustrates how support resources are allocated, with first-level agents handling initial contact, while expert agents and engineers address more technical challenges as they escalate. In this exercise, you will practice categorizing tickets, assigning appropriate severity levels, and determining the correct escalation path, helping you refine your real-world support skills. Integration is key. Link your inventory records and asset notes to relevant troubleshooting sources and knowledge base articles. This allows technicians to quickly find the information needed for resolution. After major incidents, always conduct a lessons learned session. These after-action reports are vital for updating SOPs and capturing knowledge that helps prevent future outages. Structure your after-action analysis by reflecting on what worked, what needs to change, and what warning signs were missed. This approach turns every incident into a learning opportunity. When writing ticket updates, aim for clarity and conciseness. Use plain language and avoid unnecessary technical jargon, as these records are often reviewed by management or shared directly with the customer. The knowledge base is your most valuable self-service tool, populated with FAQs and specific troubleshooting guides, including vendor-provided references like Microsoft Knowledge Base numbers for easy lookup. Finally, the acceptable use policy is essential for maintaining security and compliance. It sets clear boundaries for organizational resources and helps protect the business from legal and security risks. Welcome to Lesson 11.2, where we focus on professional communication. This video covers the essential techniques and professional standards mapped to the CompTIA A plus 2201202 Exam Objective 4.7. In this video, we explore 3 key areas: defining professional communication, understanding the impact of a positive attitude on service calls, and strategies for handling difficult situations. Professional communication is defined by 5 core characteristics: being respectful, clear, concise, consistent, and confidential. These elements ensure quality and privacy in every interaction. Maintaining a positive attitude is vital. It helps build trust, de-escalates frustration, encourages collaborative problem-solving, and ensures you leave a professional impression of yourself and your company. When dealing with difficult situations, such as an angry client, stay calm and professional. Acknowledge concerns, use active listening, and avoid judgmental language. Only escalate or disengage if the behavior is abusive. Professional communication applies to all support aspects, from process and delivery to personal appearance and questioning techniques. Remember, never post about your work experiences on social media. Professional support processes follow a logical flow. Provide clear documentation, set clear expectations, meet those expectations consistently, and always follow up to confirm satisfaction. Effective support delivery involves respecting everyone, being reliable, protecting confidential data, and maintaining a clean and orderly workspace. Your professional appearance extends to how you dress, your use of clear and concise language, being culturally sensitive, and knowing how to overcome language barriers through visual aids and restatements. Active listening is the cornerstone of professional communication. By focusing fully on the customer, using summarizing techniques, and asking clarifying questions, you build trust and ensure accurate troubleshooting. Use open-ended questions to gather detailed information, and follow up with closed questions to confirm specific details. Start broad and narrow down to gain an accurate understanding of the issue. To practice these skills, participate in a role-play exercise. Pair up, with one person acting as the customer and the other as the IT support agent to simulate a real-world scenario. During your role-play, emphasize active listening, positive attitude, and effective resolution. Afterward, switch roles and repeat the process with a new scenario to reinforce your learning. When faced with difficulty, remember to treat the situation as the challenge, not the person. Remain positive, avoid negative responses, and validate the customer's concerns without being judgmental. Finally, focus on collaboration. Recognize early signs of anger, remain stoic even when challenged, and remember that you can end a conversation if the treatment becomes abusive. This video, aligned with A+2201-202 Objective 1.1, explores common operating system types, their key purposes, and the lifecycle considerations you need to understand. We will cover the 4 main desktop operating systems, common mobile OS platforms, the file systems used by each, and the importance of managing systems reaching end of life. First, we look at the 4 primary desktop operating systems: Windows, which dominates business and home use, Mac OS for Apple hardware, Unix and Linux for servers and open source environments, and the cloud-centric Chrome OS. Mobile platforms are dominated by 2 major players. Apple's iOS and iPadOS hold about 26% of the market, while Google's Android accounts for roughly 74%, totaling billions of users worldwide. Operating systems rely on specific file systems to manage data. Windows commonly utilizes NTFS and exFAT. Linux systems frequently use ext4 or XFS, while macOS relies on APFS. Chrome OS continues to integrate Linux-based architecture, focusing heavily on cloud storage solutions for its lightweight, web-based computing model. When a system reaches its end of life, the vendor stops providing updates and patches. This significantly increases security risks, making it critical to plan upgrades or migrations well in advance. Distinguishing between end of life and end of service is key. End of life means the product is no longer sold, whereas end of service means no further support or security patches exist at all. On your certification exam, remember that end of life signifies that the system is no longer supported and requires an upgrade to mitigate security vulnerabilities. We will now break down these categories further, starting with a detailed comparison of Windows and Mac OS, followed by the open-source world of Linux and Chrome OS. Microsoft Windows is highly versatile, supporting diverse hardware and enterprise needs. Apple's Mac OS, by contrast, is a tightly integrated, controlled environment exclusive to Apple hardware. Both Windows and Mac OS share essential characteristics as multi-user, multitasking, GUI-based systems that require routine updates to maintain performance and security. Unix and Linux are powerhouses for server-side computing. Linux, being open source, offers great flexibility through various release models like Ubuntu's long-term support or rolling release formats. Finally, we contrast the mobile giants. iOS provides a closed, consistent experience controlled by Apple, while Android offers an open-source, highly customizable platform used across many different manufacturers. Understanding these operating system types, file systems, and lifecycle stages is fundamental to your role in IT support and your success on the CompTIA A+ exam. Let's take a closer look at mobile operating systems, specifically iOS and Android. These platforms differ significantly in their architecture and approach to hardware and software management. iOS is a closed-source system exclusive to Apple devices. Because Apple controls both the hardware and the software, users receive timely updates directly from the company, ensuring a highly consistent experience. In contrast, Android is an open-source platform utilized by many vendors. This flexibility means that updates depend on the specific manufacturer or carrier, leading to a more fragmented update environment. Android is highly customizable, allowing users to tailor their interface and functionality. It powers a vast range of devices, from budget-friendly smartphones to high-end tablets. Windows manages data through several file systems. NTFS is the standard for modern Windows, offering journaling and encryption. RefS is specialized for high-resiliency server environments, while FAT32 and exFAT provide broad compatibility. Linux and macOS utilize their own optimized file systems. Linux commonly employs ext4 and XFS for performance, while macOS relies on APFS, which supports modern features like snapshots and fast cloning. When installing Linux, you'll often see the file system format in action. The installation process typically configures your disk partitions automatically to ensure optimal storage management. When switching operating systems, watch for compatibility hurdles. Hardware may require specific drivers or newer specifications, such as TPM 2.0 for Windows 11, and software is rarely cross-platform compatible. Every software product follows a life cycle, from beta testing to end of life. Remember that for the CompTIA exam, end of life and end of service are treated as critical markers for necessary upgrades. To wrap up, remember that effective documentation, professional communication, and a strong understanding of operating system ecosystems are key to success in IT support.